Hey, it's been a while. I know you all might be a tad bit upset. Don't worry, I'll explain everything. But first, allow me to introduce myself to all of the new ladies and gentlemen in the audience. Good evening. I am Heisenflay. I make videos about Mobile Suit Gundam, Azur Lane, Armored Core, and my own personal works of fiction. I have been doing YouTube for quite some time now, quite a while. Uh, the Heisenflay channel, or Tarek and Wu channel, isn't my first foray into YouTube, but relatively speaking, has been my most successful foray into YouTube. Uh, so that is why I've stuck with it for such a long time, and why I'm willing to come back after such a long hiatus. Um, Now, speaking of said hiatus, where have I been? Um, well, I've been focusing on school, revisiting my childhood, rewriting a lot of those personal works of fiction that I previously mentioned. But I haven't gone anywhere in specific. I haven't been on vacation. I've just sort of been focusing on me for a while. Um, but my hiatus first started when my Armored Core 6 video flopped. Um, Not the one where I talked about some of the controversies, but the one where I was actually playing the game. Yeah, that one didn't do too well. It got 2 views in like 3 or 4 days, and yeah, it hurt my confidence for content creation quite a bit. And I just stopped, and I kind of just, you know, I took a lot of depression naps. Like that might sound a bit ridiculous, but that video flopping did kind of hit me pretty hard in the moment. I'm doing much better now because, well, my depression only lasted a couple days, but yeah, in the moment it was sort of devastating, and I was just like, well, what's even the point? Um, but I finally have the motivation to get back into YouTube, and this time I actually have a plan, which leads into the next part. Probably the most important thing besides where I've actually been. What's next for the channel? Well, as for what is next for the channel, uh, well, I'll be making 1 or 2 more videos before summer break. Uh, these are going to be much shorter than my usual videos, probably as short as this one, maybe a little bit longer. But my content is very, very long, and going forward, I am going to shorten things down because I know that, people, for the most part, do not like to watch long videos. So I'm going to see how much I can condense things down, hopefully, get things down to 30 minutes instead of my usual 50 to an hour long videos. Um, cause I can just go on for hours about things. So I'm going to start making shorter videos. I'm going to make scripts so that I have topics to stick to, and as soon as summer arrives, I'm going to go back to the bi-weekly schedule that I had at the start of this channel. Um, but in particular, what kinds of videos will I be making? Well, those will be videos on properties such as Muv-Luv, Patlabor, Kyokai Senki, Front Mission, 30-minute missions, My Little Pony, and some of my own fictional works. Uh, so, for the most part, when it comes to Muv-Luv, since there are already channels that do videos on, the tactical surface fighters, the titular mechs of the series, I will keep content about the mechs to a minimum and mostly talk about my experiences with the anime and the ones that I have watched, the ones that I haven't, if there are any, and my favorites and least favorites. When it comes to Pat Labor, I will be talking more about the mechs, despite the fact that Proto Mecha, a YouTuber that I actually have quite a bit of respect for, and someone who I follow on Twitter, uh, is he's already doing a lot of content about like labors and uh, you know how they work. I plan to do something a bit similar, but of course, I will go over uh, my experience with what little Pat Labor I have watched as well. My own personal reviews. When it comes to Kyokai Senki, since I can't exactly find anyone who's actually made videos on the inner workings of the Amems as mecha, I will be making videos on Amems and how they work, and I'll be talking about my own personal experience with Kyokai Senki, and also be talking about the model kits because I have bought quite a few Kyokai Senki model kits. Therefore, I feel as if I'm at least semi-qualified to give a somewhat professional opinion. Then, as for front mission, I will be talking about Wanzers and my own experience with the games. Since I have grown up with since I grew up with Front Mission Evolved, and I've recently started playing the Front Mission First and Second remake demos. Um, I feel like I have quite a bit of experience with Front Mission, its lore, and some of the gameplay that is to be expected. Um, so I'll be making videos on that. Then 30-minute missions. Since it is mostly a model kit line, I will be making videos on, for the most part, the model kits. But I will try to piece together some of the lore that that Bandai has dropped nuggets of, like on the blurbs on the side of the boxes and whatnot. So I will be trying to piece together a story for 30-minute missions, and on top of that, I will be going over how I might think the mechs work, their scale and whatnot. So the 30-minute mission series will be like mostly theorizing and speculation. So it won't have much. It won't have much evidence given the fact that it's mostly a model kit line. Then on to My Little Pony content, which is actually a part of that whole revisiting my childhood thing. In my youth, I watched a lot of Hasbro shows. So that includes things like Transformers and, of course, My Little Pony. And those were pretty big parts of my childhood. And, you know, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with that. My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, the one that I grew up with, it's a great show. It is a great show. It does characters amazingly, and I just love the show and basically everything about it. And well, I want to make some content about it. Some of my favorite characters, and of course, that My Little Pony content and some of that Pat Labor and Kyokai Senki content will work directly in, well, tie directly in to my own fictional works, and um, I will I'll be talking about the versions of each character from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic that I have created, and the sort of backstory of the worlds that I have made, and I also have been thinking about doing some content related to Button Mash Plays, because that is also a part of the MLP community that I grew up with, is Button Mash Plays, and you know, a lot of things relating to Button Mash, since I found him a relatable character, and well, and well, I'm going to see if I could actually do some sort of follow-up series of Button Mash plays with, with me acting as Button Mash. Of course, I would have to get the permission from both the original creators of Button Mash and the creator of Button Mash Plays, who I'm pretty sure is someone called Your Average Joe or Pony Joe, possibly. Um, I'd have to look into that, but it's definitely something that I'm looking forward to doing, because I do like My Little Pony, and I do consider myself a brony. I consider myself a part of that community, and I'm very proud to be a part of it. Um, and as for my own fictional works, stuff like Side Zero, which is something that I've mentioned quite a bit, I've reworked it from the ground up with my brother, and it is completely different. So one of the videos, either coming out before summer break or after summer break, will be about the old version of Side Zero, everything that I have kept hidden from you, and the new version. This time there will be no secrecy because, I'm not Scott Cawthon. I can't build up hype like that. I can't. So I'm just going to be clear about Side Zero, each and every version and every iteration of it. And I'm just going to lay out all of my ideas. Some of them very, very controversial, pretty offensive, because Side Zero was made during a time where I was pretty deep in the incel and MGTOW community, and the latter half of Side Zero was from when I was escaping that community. So, both halves of Side Zero are like affected by my mindset during those times. Therefore, I will give a warning. There are some themes to Side Zero that might be extremely offensive, definitely sexist, just in general. The old version of Side Zero was, one, very convoluted, and two, extremely controversial, like to a point where I just don't think I could actually just release that as it was. Yeah, I couldn't do that. Uh, and uh, yeah, it's just, yeah, I reworked it from the ground up, and hopefully my new version is a lot better, and hopefully not just comparatively better, just genuinely better. Um, Excuse the terrible gameplay. This mission was actual hell for me. So yeah, I'm not the best at Armored Core Nexus, and yeah. Oh, there goes me save scumming. But yeah, I'm thrilled to come back to YouTube and try this again and start doing more. This video is 13 minutes. It's probably my shortest video, uh, besides like the one video I did on Armored Core Formula Front. Um, but that was an attempt to get into YouTube Shorts, which did not work. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to be back, and I hope that you all like this and find it, and find my explanation for why I've been gone acceptable. Yeah, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you soon. Believe in the sign of the Zeta. Until next time.